Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The Koran Interpreted, a translation by A.J. Arberry. The spider is number 29, and some phrases or words may have connotations that they don't for me, or I know that they don't intend, so I gloss over, and that's not what's really meant by the text. So if you have issues, it may not be with the actual text. But remember the Aleph Lam Mim, before, behind, above, below, right, left. That's how some people experience these Aleph Lam Mim verses, but this would be the above in that sequence, because it's number 3 of 6 that are like that. In the name of God, the merciful, the compassionate, Aleph Lam Mim. You know, that one doesn't have to go to those lengths either, though. Do the people reckon that they will be left to say, we believe and will not be tried? We certainly tried those that were before them, and assuredly God knows those who speak truly, and assuredly he knows the liars. Or do they reckon those who do evil deeds, that they will outstrip us? Ill they judge. Whoso looks to encounter God, God's term is coming. He is the all-hearing, the all-knowing. Whosoever struggles, struggles only to his own gain. Surely God is all-sufficient, nor needs any being. And that's what we mean by jihad. It's not just some holy war or something like this, like you see in the movies. But it's struggling to our own gain, to do the right thing. God is all sufficient, nor needs any being. And those who believe and do righteous deeds, we shall surely acquit them of their evil deeds, and that shall recompense them the best of what they were doing. We have charged man that he be kind to his parents, but if they strive with thee to make thee associate with me, that whereof thou hast no knowledge, then do not obey them. Unto me you shall return, and I shall tell you what you were doing. And those who believe and do righteous deeds, assuredly we shall admit them among the righteous. Some men there are who say, we believe in God, but when such a man is hurt in God's cause, Fisabilillah. I'm not sure if that's exact words there, but that's what's meant by the phrase. He makes the persecution of men, as it were, God's chastisement, and if help comes from thy Lord, he will say, we were with you. What does not God know very well what is in the breast of all beings? God surely knows the believers, and he knows the hypocrites. The unbelievers say to the believers, follow our path, and let us carry your offenses. They cannot carry anything even of their own offenses. They are truly liars. They shall certainly carry their loads, and other loads along with their loads. And upon the day of resurrection they shall surely be questioned concerning that they were forging. Indeed, we sent Noah to his people, but he tarried among them 1,000 years, all but 50. So the flood seized them while they were evildoers. And in that section of the world, north of the Semites, you had this idea of 50 names of the gods that were worshipped, and 1,000 being the number of immortality. So a full divinity below immortality would have been a way that are not immortal because he's not divine, that sort of thing, would have been a symbolic value of that. But it doesn't mean that God can't have that literally be the case. Wasn't there a guy in China whose records show him living as 256 years, and the Chinese trusted it, and another guy 141, and so who knows what people could have lived to. Yet we delivered him and those who were in the ship, and appointed it for a sign unto all beings. And Adam, when he said to his people, serve God and fear him, that is better for you. Did you know you only serve apart from God idols, and maybe partners is the term. Shiraka. What's the word? And you create a calumny. Those you serve apart from God have no power to provide for you. So seek after your provision with God and serve him and be thankful to him. Unto him you shall be returned. But if you cry me lies, nations cried lies before you, and it is only for the messenger to deliver the manifest message. Have they not seen how God originates creation, then brings it back again? Surely that is an easy matter for God. Say, journey in the land, then behold how he originated creation. Then God causes the second growth to grow. God is powerful over everything, chastising whom he will, and having mercy on whomsoever he will, and unto him you shall be turned. You are not able to frustrate him, either in the earth or in heaven, and you have not apart from God either protector or helper, and those who disbelieve in God's signs and the encounter with him, they despair of my mercy, and there awaits them a painful chastisement. But the only answer of his people was that they said, slay him or burn him. Then God delivered him from the fire. Surely in that are signs for a people who believe. And he said, you have only taken to yourselves idols apart from God, as a mark of mutual love between you in the present life. Then upon the day of resurrection you will deny one another, and you will curse one another, and your refuge will be the fire, and you will have no helpers. You have only taken to yourselves partners apart from God as a mark of mutual love between you and the present life. You know, the Berlin Papyrus, the people, some of it could be because of what they decided to worship, and sometimes people worship things because other people worship them, and it's like, well, I'll worship you, or I'll worship some jinn or angel or malaika or whatever. But at the end, people who weren't companions for the sake of what's right, anything aberrant to that, they're going to like, oh, I wish I wouldn't have been with him here and all that. And anyways, and your refuge be fire, and you will have no helpers. And Lot believed him, and he said, I will flee to my Lord. He is the Almighty, the All-Wise. And we gave him Isaac and Jacob, and we appointed the prophecy in the book to be among his seed. We gave him his wage in the world, and in the world to come he shall be among the righteous. And Lot, when he said to his people, surely you commit such indecency as never any being in all the world committed before you, what do you approach men and cut the way, and commit in your assembly dishonor? But the only answer of his people was that they said, then bring us the chastisement of God, if thou speakest truly. He said, my Lord, help me against the people that work corruption. And when our messengers came to Abraham with the good tidings, they said, we shall destroy the people of this city, for its people are evildoers. He said, Lot is in it. They said, we know very well who is in it. Assuredly we shall deliver him and his family, except his wife. She has become of those that tarry. When that our messengers came to Lot, he was troubled on their account and distressed for them. But they said, fear not, neither sorrow, for surely we shall deliver thee and thy family, except thy wife. She has become of those that tarry. We shall send down upon the people of this sea wrath out of heaven for their ungodliness, and indeed we have left thereof a sign, a clear sign unto a people who understand. And to Midian their brother Shuaib he said, O my people, serve God, and look you for the last day, and do not mischief in the land, working corruption. But they cried lies to him, so the earthquake seized them, and morning found them in their habitations, fallen prostrate. And Ad and Thamud, it has become clear to you from their dwelling places, and Satan decked out fair to them their works, and barred them from the way, though they saw clearly. And Korah and Pharaoh and Haman, Qarun, the chief scribe, the media, Pharaoh, the great house, and he is obviously the statecraft, and Haman, the chief priest, so the priestcraft. Moses came to them with the clear signs, but they waxed proud in the earth, yet they outstripped us not. Each we seized for his sin, and each of them against some we loosed a squall of pebbles, and some were seized by the cry, and some we made the earth to swallow, and some we drowned. God would never wrong them, but they wronged themselves. The likeness of those who have taken to them protectors apart from God is as the likeness of a spider that takes to itself a house. And surely the frailest of houses is the house of a spider. Didn't they but know? And, Ankabut, that spider, it's very interesting how frail the house of a spider is, and how very strong its fibers are. You can stop bullets if you weave those together tightly, but spider webs are not so tightly woven. But they're strong enough that they catch all sorts of insects and stuff, even spread out as they are. God knows whatever thing they call upon apart from him. He is the Almighty, the All-Wise, and those similitudes we strike them for the people, but not. And those similitudes we strike them for the people, but none understands them save those who know. God created the heavens and the earth with the truth. Surely, and that is a sign to the believers. Recite what has been revealed to thee of the book, and perform the prayer. The ritual prayer. Prayer forbids indecency and dishonor. God's remembrance is greater, and God knows the things you work. Dispute not with the people of the book, save in the fairer manner, except for those of them that do wrong, and say, we believe in what has been sent down to us, and what has been sent down to you. Our God and your God is one, and to him we have surrendered. Even so we have sent down to thee the book. Those to whom we have given the book believe in it, and some of these believe in it, and none denies our signs but the unbelievers. Not before this didst thou recite any book, or inscribe it with thy right hand, for then those who follow falsehood would have doubted. Nay, rather it is signs, clear signs in the breast of those who have been given knowledge, and none denies our signs but the evildoers. They say, why have signs not been sent down upon him from his Lord? Say the signs are only with God, and I am only a plain warner. What is it not sufficient for them that we have sent down upon thee the book that is recited to them? Al-Quran means the recited. Surely, and that is a mercy and a reminder to a people who believe. Say, God suffices as a witness between me and you. He knows whatsoever is in the heavens and earth. And those who believe in vanity and disbelieve in God, those they are the losers, and they demand of thee to hasten the chastisement, but for a stated term the chastisement would have come upon them, but it shall come upon them suddenly when they are not aware. They demand of thee to hasten the chastisement. Lo Gehenna, hell, encompasses the unbelievers. Upon the day the chastisements shall overwhelm them from above them and from beneath their feet. And he shall say, taste now what you were doing, O my servants who believe. Surely my earth is wide, and therefore me do you serve. Every soul shall taste of death. Then unto us you shall be returned, and those who believe and do righteous deeds, we shall surely lodge them in lofty chambers of paradise, underneath which rivers flow, therein dwelling forever. And excellent is the wage of those who labor. Such men as are patient and put their trust in their Lord. How many a beast that bears not its own provision, but God provides for it and you. He is the all-hearer, the all-knower. If thou askest them who created the heavens and the earth, and subjected the sun and the moon, they will say, God. How then are they perverted? God outspreads and straightens his provision to whomsoever he will of his servants. God has knowledge of everything. If thou axest them who sends down out of heaven water, and therewith revives the earth after it is dead, they will say, God. Say, praise belongs to God. Nay, but most of them have no understanding. This present life is not but a diversion and a sport. This present life is not but a diversion and a sport. Surely the last abode is life. Didn't they but know, when they embark in the ships, they call upon God, making their religion sincerely his. But when he has delivered them to the land, they associate others with him, that they may be ungrateful for what we have given them, and take their enjoyment. They will soon know. Have they not seen that we appointed a sanctuary secure, while all about them the people are snatched away? What? Do they believe in vanity? And do they disbelieve in God's blessing? And who does greater evil than he who forges against God a lie, or cries lies to the truth when it comes to him? What is there not in Gehenna, hell, a lodging for the unbelievers, but those who struggle in our cause? Surely we shall guide them in our ways, and God is with the good doer.